computer, lights.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Thursday. I'm waiting for Colton's computer to come online. And I also am trying to get us music. Look at us getting music. Look at us getting music. It's Thursday. Go, go, go. Okay, good. We're rolling. Can't see your video, Colton. Still waiting for your video. There you go. There we go. I'm going to add you now. I'm adding you now. Whether you like it or not, you're being added. Here we go. Getting working.
How are you? This lovely morning.
Well, today is Thursday, definitely. That's definitely a Thursday.
True.
Yeah, a friend of mine from New York posted and said, I'm looking for people who do cartography. And I'm like, I do cartography.
What do you do to cars?
I totally eat them. That's, I mean, come on, like, be realistic. Especially, you know, the tastiest ones are those ones that are like something Mox, something black Mox, something like that. I don't know.
Mach 5, Mach
Lotus, something Lotus. Yeah, those are really tasty. You just see
so someone's
it's like somebody was like that one meme that went around where they were like, you know how you can make counters for your D&D characters? Just take magic cards and cut the pictures out. And it was like a black lotus. And we're all
at first I didn't realize how much money until I saw that meme. I didn't realize how much money a black lotus actually was. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was a multi-$1,000 mistake.
I was like,
except I think really what they probably did was, you know, cut a hole out of a land or something and then superimpose a black lotus scan over it. Because I would
do.
Yeah, totally do it for the shock value. It'd be awesome, but really cutting up a black lotus would be horrible and brutal and make you want.
Well, they probably just printed it. Got a really nice printer. Printed it out and cut it out. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we've gotten to the point now where we proxy so much because I only play now with my buddies. So I won't play Magic with anybody I don't know anymore. I've gotten so.
I still have all my cards. I just haven't done anything with them in years.
Yeah. We were at a party the other night, and one of my friends was there, and she had her deck with her, and because her kid liked to play.
Uh-huh.
And they were all playing, and I looked at her deck, and I was like, geez, those cards look like they're from Ice Age. And she's like, they are. And I'm like, so wait, this is a deck you and I literally played against each other in the 90s? And she's like, yeah, I just haven't changed it. And I'm like, there's probably like a lot of money in these cards. You know that, right? And she's like,
that's awesome.
Not really, because they're all damaged and everything now after 20 years of constant play, but but it's still, or 30 years of constant
also
play.
That was before they people were actually like sleeving their cards and all that,
right?
Like,
before we sleeved them or anything like that. Yeah, I had but it was really weird because this is a buddy of mine that I've known literally since like 1994 or 95 or something like that. And she and I have been playing Magic against each other since then. And like, it was the weirdest thing.
Literally, it was the deck that you You guys
Right.
literally played against
She
each other.
literally killed me with this deck many times, sort of thing. And you're like, there's something surreal about that because my decks have all evolved. I don't even know if I have any.
You're over here going, I'm having war flashbacks right now.
Right, exactly.
That.
I'm suffering from PTSD here now. I was killed by that deck. Of
That's
course,
hilarious.
the problem, of course, she says is that her deck doesn't run so well anymore.
Yeah. Well,
And
there
so
were all the new changes and all that. It's like I played. What was it? There was I was playing right before they made the Planeswalkers.
Right.
And then I don't know why I just stopped playing around that time. But then when I recently came back, I stopped collecting. I just went back because I saw Magic the Gathering Arena online.
Yeah.
Right, you just sit there and just do that way. I was like, oh, this is fun. I can just sit here and do this, and I don't have to worry about collecting cards anymore. This is great. But that's when I started realizing how much the game has changed from when I was playing back in high school.
Well,
That for me, but God,
that's one of those things that for me though, Magic has become sort of like our generation's bridge. Bridge and poker that our grandparents used to get together on Tuesday nights and or whatever. That's sort of what's happening now. We all just have sort of decks from different eras now because what was it? They introduced vehicles and I loved that mechanic. So it's an artifact. But if you put a creature on it, it becomes an artifact creature.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And in doing so becomes a 7/9 artifact creature or something ridiculous. It becomes a huge monster thing. And I built a deck that was built around vehicles because I thought that was a lot of fun. And I just had a blast with that one mechanic. And everything else in it's pretty standard, but it's all based around putting creatures out, get into the vehicles, and then making the vehicles fly. And then you have a 15/15 flying beast with trample and protection from everything on it.
Right.
But like a good Timmy, because I'm a Timmy, I'm not a Spike player. Like a good Timmy, it takes 20 or 30 turns to get to that. So most of the time I get killed. 99% of the time I get killed. But then there's that 1% of the time where I end up with my 15/15 flying carriage thing that's coming over to kill you.
Right.
And it's doing 15/15, and then I put a Howl from Beyond for everything else on it, and it ends up doing 47 points of damage in one round. And I'm ecstatic and I'm happy and I do the happy dance, and then I lose for the next 15 games. And I'm perfectly content with this cycle. This is a perfectly happy cycle for me. Hey. You've heard of Timmy, Johnny, and Spike, right? That's the 3 types of players in games.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was like, I think that's what you're referencing. I can't remember. I haven't heard that in a while.
So Spike just will win. He will win no matter what. And he will kill you. And he will figure out how to, on turn 1, tap this, to draw this, to draw this, to do 62 points of damage in turn 1. You haven't even drawn a card.
How fast can I knock you out? Yeah.
Spikes are no fun to play with because they've maximized the game to the point where there's no point playing. Why bother even drawing a card?
Right.
Johnnies then are much more they're there to do cool things in the game, but different functions of the game and stuff like that. And then Timmies are there to build the Godzilla monster to stomp on you somewhere along the line. They've got one singular mechanic that they are marching toward.
Right.
And it's part of game design theory. You want to have a game that hits all 3 of those types of players and accomplishes those goals,
Yeah.
So, which is a thing. So I don't know why I'm on this kick this morning. I got work to do. You got work to do.
I do.
We were here yesterday.
Not wrong.
I posted to the Daz forums and asked them about how to deal with this. And their response was, your best bet is to make a figure out of it. Good
For
morning. Good morning, Donald. Our guest
Hey,
today is
Donald.
Colton. Let's put your little thing on there so that people can see you. I gotta find the thingy. Because there is
I got a name tag.
You totally do. But I think it just says that. That's all it really says. And then it makes us small. I don't know if that makes it any better. Yeah, see, it doesn't. Once I put you on there, it makes us really small. Good morning, Brent. Well, there you go, Colton. It's Colton.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of getting chilly. I'm heading up to Vail after this, too.
Why?
I have a house to shoot.
Oh, I was like, but it's cold up there.
Right? Luckily, I'm cold-blooded, so I'm not terribly worried at all. It's it's not going to be bad for me.
Right.
It'd be horrible for like my wife. It'd be horrible for you.
I don't mind it. It's just I'm like resentful to the cold right now. Like I always get this way right when the seasons are always changing. I'm always like, I'm not ready for you ever. I'm never going to be ready for you. But like a few weeks in, I'm like, okay, this is fine. I live here now. It's okay.
And the answer to your question, Brent, is I have already declared that I have a 2-hour range. And Vail is sadly only an hour and 44 minutes.
Shooting up houses again.
Yeah. He's into the shooting up houses. Although I am prepped, so I've already checked to make sure and double checked. My camera is loaded, has a battery. I'm actually
after this, you're ready to just grab everything and go.
Yeah, I put everything in the porridge crate, and so
nice.
Yeah, and this is why we call this a porridge crate. Because
what you said, porridge?
What color is this? Right?
Macaroni.
Because it's not pink and it's not orange, so we call it porridge.
I mean, with your camera that you have, it looks like it's orange with all the lights, but I can't really tell the exact color.
Yeah, it's not orange. It's pink orange.
Okay.
It's hard to. I'm sure the camera doesn't do it justice.
No, it definitely gives it more like a light orange macaroni look to it.
Yeah, it's not macaroni. I wish it was. then we could definitely be. What's his name from the Oh, come on. Rode a horse. The British are coming. What the hell is his name? I forgot.
Paul Revere?
That's it.
Oh.
Because there's that song. Yeah. No, because Yankee Doodle, right? Yankee Doodle. Paul Revere.
Yeah.
Yankee Doodle came to town riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his hat, and called it macaroni.
Right.
Yeah, really. It's actually kind of sad that real estate photography is not more widespread.
Right?
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Sorry. Gehentai. Because I mean, like, that's totally a thing that is seriously true. Is, you know, I see some of these pictures and it's like, you clearly didn't have a professional photographer take those pictures. And I can tell because they look like they're off of an iPhone. They're not even like level, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I usually got those when I was looking at like places to rent. I was like, oh, let's see. Like unless it was an actual like apartment complex.
Yeah.
They would actually have an actual person come through. But they also only have to shoot like one room because all the layout's the same wherever you go.
Active, right? Region, spot render, no. Translate? I'm looking for the
That's it.
joint.
Instead of images of the house. Yep. Brent's not wrong.
Yeah.
That's a big thing that always happens too, is everybody's like, oh, I'm doing that. I'm like, but that's not how you shoot houses.
Right. It's not easy. I mean, it's really not easy. Because
Mhm.
I thought it was going to be simple, and I just walked in one day and I was like, oh yeah, it'll be easy. No,
I got this.
I got this. And really,
Oh, that's what that's for. Okay.
where the heck is the joint editor?
Uh,
So I was on the forum, and they're like, just use the joint editor to change its base. Stop doing nulls. Change where its point is. And I'm like, oh, that's great. Except I can't find the damn joint editor. I don't even know. I'm guessing it's in here somewhere. Surfaces, timeline, property hierarchy, posing, figure setup. Might be in figure setup. I don't have a figure.
I thought you were trying to make it into a figure.
Well, that's what he recommends.
Oh.
But then I was like, aren't figures bendy? I mean, like, we're making a spaceship. It really shouldn't be bendy. I somewhere along the line a couple of days ago, I was asking about people, and like Pepper was going on a trip or something, and he posted all these GIFs of airplanes doing the flapping things, and I was like, that's ridiculous, but I like it.
That's awesome.
But now I'm like thinking, here's my spaceship, flip, 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 flip.
Right.
Because I made it a figure and everything's all bendy like a living thing. And it's like, I don't know if I want to go through that kind of mess. It seems like a horrible, horrible idea. So where's the, you know what? I could sit here and continue doing this, or go to Google. Find editor tool. How to rig any door and prop to make it open. There we go. Someday YouTube is going to vanish and we're going to be in trouble. Everybody just keeps posting how to do things on YouTube.
Yeah.
Under tools, joint editor.
The hardest part with that one, though, is like YouTube is kind of a monopoly now. Because there's really nowhere else that I can think of that's like that kind of a platform for videos.
Yeah.
Or at least no one that I know of is trying to compete against it.
Yeah, everybody else sort of has a different
Well, it's funny,
sort
like,
of concept.
Yeah, I mean, different concept. People are doing other stuff, like trying to, like, where it's like they're, oh, my brain just went blank.
There we go.
TikTok, all these other ones, like they have video content being made, but people are still taking those videos and uploading them right back on YouTube.
I know, I noticed that too. I was like,
I'm like,
okay.
YouTube still has it made. They're never gonna, like, I don't think they're ever gonna die. One day they will, like any great mega empire, but
Google bought it, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When did that happen? I didn't know Google bought YouTube.
Yeah, Google bought it like 2 years ago or something like that. I mean, it's been a while.
I should keep up with my stuff.
Right? This is why we can't take you places.
Nope. I am terrible. I didn't know that. Okay, that explains a lot, though.
Yeah, so it's not going anywhere.
No. Google and Disney will own everything.
And you're not wrong.
Oh, it's been 5 years? Damn.
Oh, it's 5 years, huh? Wow.
Crazy.
Okay, so I can translate it. Now, how do I rotate it? See, that's rotating the whole object.
Wait, they bought it in 2016? Holy shit. Okay. I didn't know. Damn. All right.
Yeah, it seems like I remember them buying Google while I was in Japan still.
I apparently was not paying that much attention back then.
Well, how old were you in 2006? I didn't mean to hurt you.
No, you're good. I would have been 16.
Yeah, so like, what were you? I mean, were you really truly paying attention to what big super corporation was purchasing what?
I wasn't really like. No, that was too big on my radar at the time. Like I was still that like young naive kid of like everything in my city is the biggest thing in the world.
Right, exactly. I mean, just thinking back to when I was 16, I was like, I was lucky that I was familiar with the fact that, the Soviet Union was falling.
Right.
Yeah, that was 1988. So yeah, actually, literally that the wall was about to come down. The Soviet Union was starting to fall. We were going to get nuked every day. We had to hide under our tables to protect ourselves from the nuclear weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's effective.
Always. No, it's one of those ones. You said that was 88?
Yeah, 88.
That was a year before I was born.
That'll hurt you any day.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. I'll live for only a day or two more. Then I'll die of old age. Okay. Not that one. Not that one. Literally every one but the one you did. Okay, there we go.
Done, and clear that. Awesome. All right. Now that I got all that morning stuff out of the way, let's get to modeling.
Well, he did solve one of my problems with the joint editor. I've got it.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to deal with him then. However, we have to reposition the stupid wing again. But he wasn't wrong. This is easier. So there's that.
Damn it.
It does seem like he's... Oh.
Yeah.
And now that I have deleted the null, it's forgotten everything. So, like, okay. See, now it's forgotten. Now I need to figure out how to rotate the joint editor. Because it's doing fine on translation, but it's not doing anything on rotation.
Mm.
And I need it to not go straight up and down. I need it to go sort of at an angle. On its extension.
Oh, 50.
All right.
60.
Okay. Center and endpoint in the orientation will tell you your bone's offset compared to a straight line. It's one crazy rule. The doctors don't want you to know about. I'm trying to figure out how to move the joint editor.
Yeah, I think I did that right. Let's figure it out.
Green gizmo. There's a loud truck out here.
Nice.
Wow. It's like a lot of construction vehicles just tootled through our neighborhood.
Uh-oh.
Huh, like, what are we building out there? Like, this is the most traffic the street's seen in like months. It's like 6 vehicles. Well, I mean, to be fair, it's a little street through the middle of my subdivision, so
Right.
it's not like this is, Grand Central Station here. It's the thing I love about my office is that there's no house next to me right here. It's just this big open window and then the street and then the little park where the kids play. So, like, I could totally just sit here all day long and draw and watch the kids play on the playground or run around and have people walk dogs or whatever. It's
Right.
great for people watching.
Sounds good. Sounds like a good time. Now to do what I really... I want to do this.
I still can't rotate the gizmo. It's aggravating.
Just don't get the gizmo wet.
Right? I saw that movie. Yeah, because I've got this guy, but it's not relative.
Let's see how that works. Let's figure it out. Let's see. We're trying things.
Okay. Stop messing with that. You're having way too much fun with this. Stop. You're not allowed to do that. All right. Let's do that. Right there. All right.
Is this actually doing what I wanted to do? I don't know. Not really. Geometry doesn't matter. And we'll go with the basic plate. I'll just deal with it in textures.
Oh, that might be how I do it. Now we go back into back 20 degrees. And now I go back into just the normal mode. Nope, that didn't fix it at all. All I did was just mess up my location. Well, hail. I need to rotate this guy. Oh, well, convert prop to figure is an option right here. So that's kind of interesting. So I guess it's probably not that hard.
Oh, I know what I can do. Edge.
Well, we don't have all the pieces in yet on the ship.
Do that.
We do have a wing and we have a prayer.
There we go. That makes it look a little bit more what I was looking for.
And we're halfway there.
And we're halfway there. So what if we all of these? Let me. Oh yeah. All right.
I have no recent things. None. I see. I feel like
nothing.
I feel like my software updated. It's not a bad, totally bad thing, but still kind of like, okay.
But all my stuff isn't where I wanted it.
Right. Luckily, I practice good management on my hard drive, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
It does kind of feel like that was a random software update. I'm like, okay. So
Quick bug fix.
Yeah, we're gonna quickly fix bugs and not tell you, and we're going to restore everything back to where it. Okay, whatever.
We don't even know what we fixed, but we fixed it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we fixed it. Thanks. Like, okay.
That's like some programs. Like I'm always like, there was a time there where I would read all the bug fixes just because I was curious. I'm like, oh, what'd they fix? And then I just sat down and realized, I'm like, I've never used that tool, and I probably never will. Why does it matter?
I do get annoyed now with Photoshop though, because they keep bug fixing in ways that does not help.
Oh yeah, they keep. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
I think they do it like every day though, just to. I don't know.
And they're trying to.
We pay this guy. He needs to do something. We're gonna make sure he bug fixes everything every day.
Yeah, that's what he does. He just fixes bugs. Okay. It's extraordinarily frustrating.
Yeah.
More than one instance of what's the latest one that I'm so aggravated about? That I stopped. Oh yeah, they they adjusted all of it now so that it fits the Apple workflow.
Why?
So now whenever you have a PSD, you save it, but if you hit save as, you can only save it as a PSD or a TIFF.
Yeah, I hate that.
You have to save as, then save as a copy in order to save it as a JPEG.
I know, this whole new system that they implemented is so annoying, all because of freaking Apple.
Yeah, it's Apple, and it's like, oh, we have to make.
I'm like, why do we have to change everything so Apple's cool?
That's what I don't get.
Like, I'm not saying Apple's not cool, but the concept that they're going for here, I'm like, I don't understand why you're catering to Apple right now.
Yeah, especially since, I mean, I kind of understand the idea of making it compliant so that people understand. I don't know, but
I mean, it's not even compliant. I mean, it's like have more opportunities to use your product in different systems.
Yeah,
but you don't have to change every system to cater to that one system that you just took on. Does not make sense.
It's just like it's exactly.
Like you could literally make that a part of the OES.
Yeah.
For Apple, for anybody that's using an Apple, you get this part of it. But all the Windows people are like, all right, cool. We can still keep all of our saving platforms and how we do everything. Because it should be registering to your computer of like, oh, this is a Windows computer. You know?
Yeah, and I think they're trying to get it so that the users are uniform. So that nobody has a problem.
Yeah.
Using their product, switching back and forth.
I mean, I get that part too, but
I think that's what they were after, but
they need to stop.
Yeah, you guys need to stop, man. Because there are things they still haven't fixed, like certain bugs that have been there since like Photoshop 7 or something. And it's like, you keep making all these improvements that just make my workflow screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
And like, for example, I mean, I had a bunch of pictures that I just took.
Mm-hmm.
They need to all go out as JPEGs, right?
Yeah.
And they need to come in real quick and do their little bit of, I need to bring them in, do work on them, and then save them as JPEGs, and then go through and save another version as a PNG. Well, this now, what used to require 2 steps now requires 6 because of the saving protocol thing.
Right.
And it's like, oh man, it just takes forever.
It really does.
It's just so aggravating. It's like, it doesn't need to do this.
I know, that took me a minute to figure out what was going on. I was like, why is this not doing a JPEG? I'm so confused. And then I finally started looking at it. I'm like, and then I researched it. And it's like, copy what?
Right. Well, and then there's like the weird crap. Like,
I mean,
they still have more steps.
Photoshop still runs like money in the whole. You're not wrong, but like Photoshop also runs like the market still for painting like photo editing and painting programs internationally, like everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I really don't know who you're really trying to compete against right now. So you're going to change all your stuff.
Yeah.
Except for Corel Painter. Not Painter. Clip Studio.
Yeah, Clip Studio.
It's
That's what I'm
getting really
using
close
right now.
now. And apparently now you can import your Photoshop brushes into Clip Studio.
Yep.
I was like, that's kind of cool.
Which I have already done.
Right. But at the same time, like I look at it, I'm like, did you guys sign a deal with that one? Like, I'm really curious now what's going on with that one.
Yeah, because that one's direct competition. As soon as my brushes could come over here, I was like, yeah, okay, well, I'm done with Photoshop then.
I
And
had so many people
I was
like, there's a few differences though. Like if you ever look at them on how certain things work, because I noticed like some of the brushes didn't work as well as I liked it on Photoshop.
Sure.
But I just think that might just be a programming thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but still, it's nice that I've got this huge library of Photoshop brushes that I've used literally since like Photoshop 6 or something.
Nice.
And it's nice to have these brushes that I could still use. Oh, come on. Really? My tablet's being super read fail today.
Why?
I don't know, but I have since I bought this tablet, and it's not the tablet. It's something about my computer and inputs. There's a cycle problem with my inputs. So like if I draw a line, I don't know if you've ever seen me draw lines now, but I've gotten really fast. And the reason is because if I wait too long, it has an error and then we'll drop the line and then pick up again. So I'll end up drawing a line, then drawing another line, then drawing another line. And when I wanted to draw just one line, because there's an input error of some sort, and it's in my USB somehow, but it is pervasive and it affects both the pen input and my my mouse input. So it doesn't matter whether I draw these with the pen or with a mouse. No.
No.
Well, I'm trying to decide whether I'm chopping the front off or not. Yeah, I am actually.
Oh, if you need to connect those lines or not.
Yeah, I need to. Because the way this is the left side of the ship. This is the right side of the ship, if you will. This is the bottom, and this is the top. And so I don't want to put a line through here or here or here or here, but I do need to put a line there to make it look sealed in.
Here.
And here. And here.
Right.
And so.
All right. Where is this crate that I'm thinking
of? And though more steps does mean more clicks and ultimately more money, I don't know if that's true of Adobe, because the more clicks, the slower their workflow.
Yeah.
And the more likely that your guys are going to just decide, screw it, it's not really worth it. You know?
I mean, they could do the same thing that Wacom did for a while, which was like, oh, we're on top, it don't matter. And then all these other all these other companies came through like, oh, look, we built these. And everybody's like, oh, we don't have to stick with Wacom? I was like, and then Wacom's like, wait, hold on.
Your what hurts? Yeah, totally the same thing. I mean, it's like.
Because Wacom did that for, it was like 5-10 years at least.
Yeah.
Where they stopped doing everything and like, nope, we're on top. It don't matter anymore. Like they were just casually doing their job. And then next thing you notice, you had all these other tablet companies come out, and everybody. And then finally, it was like a few years afterwards, Wacom was like, "Wait, we actually have competition." what the, hold on. And then they actually had to start trying again.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they're still doing, but I just know there's so many other tablet companies out there now.
Well, I'm on an XP pen.
See?
I'm
I
not
hear
even
XP
on a
pens are great.
Wacom. Yeah, this thing's running fine.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about XP pens. I'm running Wacom still, but that's just because I found the deals.
I was gonna say, if you had the deal, there's nothing wrong with a Wacom.
Yeah, like
Biggest
this
problem
one
with
right
Wacom
here.
always is that they
had a
cost
deal for
so
like the 22-inch at the time. It was like $1,000 for a 22-inch. I was like, sure, here's my money.
Yeah, except that I've got a 22-inch and it was $400.
Yeah, but that was before I realized the XP pen was a thing.
That's true.
I got this just because I was like, oh, cool. Like a $3,000, it was like $4,000 tablet at the time. I was like, for $1,000, done. Take it.
Not complaining at all.
But yeah, like this was before I actually realized what the XP pen was, and I was like, damn it. But I enjoy my tablet. I like it.
Yeah. It's important. It's important to be wherever we need to be on this one, because it's like we won't. I mean, it's whatever's. I just suffered without a tablet while you were having a tablet. So there's what's the better choice?
Well, you were jumping through tablets there for a while back in the day. I remember that.
Yeah, well, I was.
You went through like the Surface, I think.
Yeah, I was working on Surfaces, and though those are fine, the real estate's really low.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's hard to work on a 10-inch screen. It's much easier for me to do this job here.
Right.
Because I'm on this big tablet and I love the real estate. And tablets are tablets. Right. The only problem I've got is, of course, now I'm so addicted to, enamored with, however you want to look at it, this particular tablet, that now it's really hard to go do something else.
Yeah,
go back to, it's hard for me to just go to Starbucks like I used to and just draw.
I know, that's the part that, like, I have my other tablet, the mobile one, and I feel so bad because it just sits there now. Like, I still take it with me and I use it on occasion, but it's usually that on those days I forgot like the one thing that I was going to work on my computer.
Yeah.
That I can't pull over because I'm like, oh, this sucks. Because I come, like, I'll sit down, start getting ready to work. I'm like, all right, I'm going to knock out like 5 pages of this. And as soon as I go into the hard drive and everything, I'm like, yep, I don't have it with me.
Well, that's an easy fix. I've been doing that one for a long time.
What's that fix? I'm curious now what your fix is.
OneDrive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the cloud.
Because, I mean, that's what I've got. Everything I'm working on is on my OneDrive. Everything. Yeah. All of it's out there. Because, I mean, obviously, my previous version of this machine crashed, last July. And it wasn't, I was upgrading and just happened to get a crappy thingy. Because what I was going to do was pull the hard drives out of the old computer, put new hard drives in over here, get a fresh install of Windows.
Yeah.
No, not you. Computer, stop. Computer, stop. Thank you. But I mean, I got these hard drive readers, which you just put the hard drive in the slot, and you then plug it into a USB port, and then you can just copy everything.
Right. I always put everything on like an external, but
yeah, but I mean,
I just haven't done the cloud
to
yet.
Drain these 2 drives of everything that was on there, organize everything while I was at it, clean stuff up.
Right. No, and you're right with that part. I was more
just organize everything.
I was more like if I'm taking my tablet somewhere that has no actual internet.
Well,
Usually, what
if that
happens nowadays for me because
yeah, I
like,
mean,
if I
like
take it with
I
me
just
while I'm
go
at work,
to freaking Starbucks.
I know. No, if I went to Starbucks, it'd be a totally different story. But
Yeah, I go
with
to
me going
Starbucks.
to like if I take it with me on the road and when I'm like on lunch and I'm in my truck, I can be like, oh, okay, I can just start doing stuff in here. And nope,
Right?
network attached storage. Ooh, fun. That sounds like a lot of numbers.
So, yep. Brent's building a NAS.
Yeah, a
NAS
NAS.
storage. This is like NAF's ASP was one of my favorite cards from Magic. NAF's ASP.
What is that?
It's just a stupid snake, but
Oh, okay.
it just sounded so really funny whenever you're like NAF's ASP.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah. That is a NAF's ASP right there. I had way too much fun involved in that particular
I can
one.
tell. I could tell. That's funny.
It was good. It was good.
All right. So let's see here.
You're a
Should
pest.
we?
You know that, right? You know you're a pest, right? George has been going back and forth and back and forth.
Like, hi, Dad. Bye.
Yeah,
Dad.
like I
Hi,
really
Dad.
wish to have scritches. And I'm like, okay, but whatever.
I will love you for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I kind of know how this goes. So we'll call this main hall. And I will show again the problem that I had last time with this. This limit to selection only keeps unselecting, even though that's exactly what I've been doing every single time. Nothing has changed. I have not stopped my workflow. So instead, it is by default putting everything out. Every piece in the entire scene is being exported. And it's like, we don't have to do that, All right, let's bring that main hall in.
Ammo chest.
Import. Main hall.
Let me see.
Let's start looking at this and seeing whether we've got this right. Main hall. We need to be in the scaly widget. How big are you guys?
You say this
554. That's a ridiculously stupid number. Why did I do this to myself? I don't know why I did this to myself.
First rotate. J locks it. Locks it. All right, let's see here.
Well, that's not good.
Is it not?
But
it's just a box guy.
I know. What does it say? Yeah, that's bad.
All right. History, freeze, transform.
The mapping got scrambled over in Blender. I'm gonna have to re-UV map the hull.
Wow. You have to stretch it and move it and do all that fun stuff.
Well, we have to see what happened to it. I don't know what happened to it.
All right.
Yeah, look at this. What did it do? What happened to it? Oh my God.
Fancy.
It completely dismantled the entire thing. It was all set up. God. Jeez.
I'm sorry.
Right?
This is why you don't use Blender. I'm joking.
Yeah, right. That's totally Blender. Yeah, well, I don't. This isn't the first time this has happened either.
Really?
Like, yeah, the wing got scrambled, and I thought maybe that was just a one-time occurrence, but not anymore. I'm starting to really feel like this scrambles if you do something else in the picture.
Huh.
The problem is that I don't want to. I mean, it's hard to build an object that has multiple pieces if you have one Blender file for the hull and one Blender file for the wing. Or,
Right.
you know.
Right. 2 seconds. I'll bring back my camera.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up and take my break like we're supposed to. Time to stand up and take a break, like good people.
All right, there we go. We're back.
Pop everything, get everything popping.
Yeah, no, I was just making sure my boss didn't text me or anything.
What?
So what's that poster behind you?
Macross 7.
It is Macross. Okay.
I am a major Macross nut.
I know that. I was just looking at it, like, that looks like Macross.
Yeah, that's a Fire Valkyrie. YF19A.
Nice.
Fire Valk. So I am a horrible Macross fan.
A horrible Macross fan.
Okay, so I guess the only option we have now is to just do a cube projection real quick to at least get all the pieces in one place.
Have them all come back to the center.
Right? I mean, this is bizarre. I've never seen anything like this. So, okay, we'll redo the... Because UV mapping is so much fun to begin with. I'll just do it multiple times. Yeah, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't just keep doing this.
Yeah, that's fair.
Project from view. That's the top.
All right. So what I should do... What the heck am I listening to?
Could be my music.
No, it was mine. It went into an ad. I was confused.
What the hell's this music?
Yeah, I can't hear your music, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I just found like some chill lo-fi stuff on YouTube, and I was like, I'm going to listen to this today while I work.
Sounds cool to me.
That's usually what I do. And I'm like, all right, let's just get this going. Let's see.
Really?
Nope.
This is so frustrating.
No, maybe. Keep that one. Decisions.
Incisions. May have to leave a little early, just as a note.
That's fine. I probably should get ready for work sometime soon today.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna quit at about 10:30, and it's only because I know that my realtor will be here at 11 sharp, and I want to make sure that everything is sitting outside so he doesn't do the "Where are you?"
Why aren't you ready? Yeah, no, I get it. I understand.
I don't love you, but you knew that. I mean, honestly, legitimately, was that ever a question?
Whoa, that's not what I wanted. Let's try that again. All right. Vertex, that one. Thank you. Merge that and that.
First time. Okay, what?
Merge that one and that one.
Projection view. We'll go this way.
So that. I don't think that's what I was supposed to do. Well, and we'll go edge. Grab this bad boy. And that one. Slide those up. Yeah, okay. This is looking better. All right. I know what I'm doing now.
You think. That's what they always say. And then they don't. Then everything goes to hell, and they're like, "Well, okay, wait, wait, huh?
This isn't working anymore.
Why is this not working?" All right.
Yeah, that should do. Now we go. Is it 4? Yeah, it is 4. Put that there. And with that, we can. Go into vertex mode because it's easier to figure out where your verts are. From here to here. Whoa. To that to that. That will get rid of endguns, which is what I want. Object mode.
What? No, don't select the bottom.
There we go. That's what I'm...
Goofy program. Stop selecting the bottom.
What is up with this? Why are you giving me weird shit?
You know, I'm wondering the same thing right here.
We're... Don't tell me my verts are all messed up now just because I messed around with stuff. Oh. Oh, get out of that road.
What in the world? You okay over there?
No.
Are you making bread?
No, I hit the wrong button. So in Maya, you can hit 3 and it smooths everything out as a viewer. So you can see what it is in smooth, and I can't remember how to get out of it.
Probably not 2 then.
No, I hit 2. 2 does that.
Did that work? Because that'd been funny.
I wish it would, but it doesn't. 1. Hey, there it goes. All right. Cool. This guy. Object mode. This guy. You can get out of here because I'm fixing this one.
Okay. It just keeps walking off with random crap on that. Like, okay. It's decided that that's not a thing we do here or something. I don't know.
Those are 4 verts. Should be 4 here as well. Yeah. 2, 2. I don't understand what it's doing, but it's doing something. All right. 4, yeah, 4, 2, yeah, okay. Whatever you're doing, model, you are doing it. That. All right. See, this is the part that scares me. Look at that.
Right? That's what I'm getting too, is like these weird lighting errors. And you're like,
But that's the part that's weird, is like my geometry is correct.
Yeah, that
I don't know if it's a rendering thing or wait, maybe it might be this.
Is it a rendering error that we're dealing with now? That's what you want to know.
Is it my computer just not processing because I'm still running a 1080 or what?
Really? Where are these extra faces coming from?
I had to give my teacher crap too. First thing he tells us is like, "Yep, nope, I'm one of the reasons why why you can't buy graphics cards anymore." I'm like, "Oh, you're a data miner. Thanks. You're the asshole." And he just kind of was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry."
Yep. I actually have been thinking about it though. I mean, Digital Blasphemy, which is somebody that I've been following since like the 90s because they've been. He just recently got into NFTs.
Yeah.
And he's made $300,000 in the last month.
I know. I have some of my friends want me to keep telling me I should do it. I'm like, I don't, like, I want to. I just don't have the mental capacity right now to start learning NFTs and how that all works. And like my friend, she's like, I can teach you. I'm like, I get that, but you have no idea how my mental capacity is not working. Oh, I see how it is. He just leaves us all, answers his phone, walks away. Acting like it's in a very important phone call. All right.
That was important because breakfast burritos.
Oh, what?
You can't blame me for that.
No, but I can be jealous.
That was the realtor calling and saying, "Hey, you want breakfast burritos?"
Hey, guy, are you hungry? Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
I actually have my phone on Do Not Disturb, so I didn't catch it was ringing. I was sitting there going, "Why is my table vibrating?" And then I was like, "Crap, my phone." So the reason I didn't say anything was because I'm like, "How many rings has it been?"
Right.
We could be calling to say, "Never mind, we're not going today." You know?
I was just giving you crap. That's all.
Oh yeah. Oh, hey, you want to see something cool though? I have this going for me now, but This is my new. I got these new lights with barn doors, which are really cool.
What is going on?
But check this out.
Ooh,
Isn't that cool?
That is so bright.
Well, yeah, it's a lighting light, but there's no plug. It's not plugged into anything. I got battery packs for it.
Oh, that's cool. How long do they last?
I don't know.
Oh, all right.
But I can
we're gonna find out.
I can change the color, any color I want.
Ooh, mood lighting.
Right?
I didn't know this is that kind of a stream.
Right? Yeah. Yes. La la la. La la la. Now I'm blind. Wait, don't look into the light, Carol Ann. Dude. Anyway, so I'm taking lights with me.
Nice.
Which I've never done before because I'm like, they usually have to be plugged in. But I'm not. I was looking at the weather report in Vail, and it's gonna be fine as far as like there's no snow or anything, but it is going to be overcast and cloudy. Now I don't know if I can get enough light out of that thing to brighten up a house, but I might be able to get enough light out of that thing to brighten up a dead room. You know,
right?
So
a dead room.
Yeah, you go into the room and the room's just stupid, and you're like, ugh.
We don't talk about those living rooms, but those dead rooms.
Everybody always talks about the living room.
I know.
Nobody talks about the dead rooms.
Hey, Brent, I think. Right?
Yep.
Noburyuo.
Yeah, he goes to lunch.
I know. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, I think that's
correct. He goes to lunch, and then when he does, he switches to Twitch.
Yep.
And so he can join us for that. So, yep.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, it's actually really funny. I was talking to the guy, and I was like, "Yep, my buddy Colton's already making fun of me for it." Right?
Go stand.
Good to see you, go stand. But yeah, he's not wrong.
It's just
that's what I do in my basement. Hey, Colton, you want to come over?
Yes.
Right?
I'm on my way.
Right? That was the last we ever saw of Colton.
Oh my god.
Twitch to message, YouTube to watch. Do you get like a difference in time when you do that? I'm curious. Right? Exactly.
Yeah,
don't waste anything, right? He's just not wasting stuff. He's being a good hunter. Okay, we're going to do this and this. No. And this. Dang it. Go away. Stop. 2 to 3 second difference. Okay. Always kind of curious. And you?
How do I want to do this?
You know what? I should just make this all one unit.
One whole unit.
Yeah, because I mean, like, really, legitimately. It's. I don't even know what you guys did over here. So we'll do this. And I feel like you need to be turned around. Like so. These are the landing gear doors. Landing gear bays.
Oh.
And I feel like, well, now I'm kind of worried. One of them is going one way and one of them is going the other. And I'm like, okay, so one of you guys is backwards. I don't know which one.
Right.
Okay. So they need to both be going this way, which means this guy is actually inverted.
Do that.
Okay. Facebook is the slowest. That's interesting.
Doesn't surprise me.
Okay, we're going to take, this is a landing gear door.
Bevel.
We're going to do the other side, the other landing gear
Two
door.
segments, and we want to bring that back down. Like that? Or do we want a 2? Oh, that's a 0. 2 or 1? I like 2. 2 works.
Okay, so this one looks like this guy is reversed.
So I would rather do this. There we go.
I'm trying to figure out which ones are reversed here. You're not reversed, you're normal.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I always thought I was reversed. I always thought I was different. But you ensured that was not true.
I think this is one of those listed under you're weird just like the rest of us.
Yeah. I'm not going to get out of that one.
Yeah. Really look at the people you hang out with, Colton. Look at the people you hang out with.
Yeah, about that.
Somehow I don't think it's going to get any better. Okay.
Vertex. This vert needs to go here. And that just makes it, whoa.
I did the landing gears and that didn't solve my problem. I still have random crap. I can't figure out where it belongs. I don't get it. Okay.
Delete those edges.
I mean, this is one of the cleanest meshes I've made so far. And it's just weird that I've got all these problems with it.
It's too clean.
It's too right.
That's the problem.
It's clean. Too clean. Because I don't know where these guys go. I don't know who these
So we
guys
have
are.
that. What we could do for that.
Are there like little guys in here that are like all screwed up? Or what's the story? Is that you? No. You? No. You? Ah!
No, you.
Ah, that's what it is. It's these guys.
Ooh.
Crap.
So we can go here. Do a
That's
quick.
what it is. Okay, we're going to do a couple of things here. We're going to do this. There, that helped. That got those guys into that spot. Now we'll look at this, this, this and this. What in the world? I've said it before, and it is still worth my time to do all of this, but it is maddening.
I mean, in the long run, you're not wrong.
Right. That's what I mean, is like I'm going to be using this model for years. I mean, I've already learned this from Tamerlan. So
True.
it's not like this model is going to be.
What was that one? Did you? I don't think you finished it. Redhead girl.
Witches of Flame.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what happened? Apple
Yeah.
TV put out For All Mankind, which was effectively Witches of Flame.
Oh.
So I was like, well, I mean, it might still be fine because I might still have a take on it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to put it on hold for a while so that I can.
That's fair. I was wondering where that one was because I remember you were like all gung ho about it. I was like, "Oh, this looks cool. I'm really enjoying what you're doing with it." And then
Yeah.
I just stopped hearing everything about it. I was like, "Well, what happened to that one?"
Well, there were a couple of other things too. I had a discussion with my dad, and he was like, "How many pages of Tamerlan did you write?" And I said 310, 320, something like that. And he's like, "You really did?" And, yeah. He goes, "Of a Star Trek property, which you can't sell." And I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "So have you considered maybe doing what Orville did and just, change Federation to Union and, and Captain Kirk to Captain Burke? And you know what I mean? Like, have you thought about that?"
Right.
And I was like, "No, not really." And he was like, "So how many other stories of Tamerlan do you have?" And I said, "I have 15 of them, that were, I was just going to write them somewhere along the line.
So
Or I've
like
written them."
kind of like a semi spoof kind of
Yeah, but
series.
it's not a
Yeah.
spoof. I just went on ahead and, because he was saying that the core of your stories are still the same.
Yeah.
You don't need to be on the USS Enterprise with Captain Kirk. You could be on the USS Yorktown with Captain Burke.
Yeah.
And make the Yorktown a long, looks like salad tongs or whatever. It doesn't have to look like a saucer with warp nacelles.
Right. Right.
And so I decided to dedicate my COVID time to rebuilding the universe, building my own universe. And what's
Right.
happened is I like the universe I built better.
That's good.
It's like I mean, everything is.
I mean, you're pretty much doing what most people do, which is you're using Star Trek as a reference.
Right. I'm using Star Trek as the launching point.
And then you're actually building your own world. But are you still doing Earth Tau stuff? Brent's asking.
Yes, I am still doing Earth Tau stuff.
I know they were at NDK.
What is going on? Why are you?
I did see them there when I went. I didn't go into the room to go say hi or anything just because I don't remember what I was doing. I just saw the poster standing outside the game room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm still.
And also, I didn't know who's all part of that still and who's all running everything.
Yeah, the concept of prosperous and diplomatic sci-fi space exploration is not exactly set in stone, even with Star Trek, and that's.
Yeah. And it's also something you can't actually
copyright. Yeah,
because you can't copyright an idea. You can copyright a concept, but you can't copyright the idea.
Right. The reality here that I was writing morality plays. The stories I was writing that were interesting were, what if Colton was beaming down to a planet and, you had to kill A or kill B and you had to figure out which one and there was no way to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
What's Colton going to do? It wouldn't matter whether it was Colton or Captain Kirk or, Bob Smith.
Yeah.
I could just change the name and the play was still the same. You still
Right.
sat there and went, crap, where would I be if I had to do that? You know?
Right. Right.
So what I did was I took my Tamerlane characters and moved them over. I had to redo my captain because she was
Sorry, I'm
based
just
off of
laughing at
a,
Ghost Hand's image.
yeah.
Ghost Hand is a ghost, a sheet ghost. I love
Yes.
it.
It's a cool image.
But sorry, continue.
I had to revamp my captain.
World of What If. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally, it's, you know, it's a, I've always felt that that was kind of the core of Star Trek anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've got Picard and crew, and they come up to this planet where the people on the planet don't know that space people exist.
Right.
Well, they were having an observational group, and the observational group accidentally got exposed. And now the people of the planet think they're gods.
Yeah.
What do you do? What's Picard going to do? You know, how do you resolve that? Yep. Yeah, right. That's true. I did do that.
That's true.
The dragon.
That was me. You are right. Thank you.
Yay! But I mean, that's been sort of my thought of what is the core of Star Trek. It's always been sort of the morality play, right?
Yep.
We have
So that has kind of always been your
wheelhouse. Yeah.
Your wheelhouse. Your favorite part of it, though, was the morality side of everything.
Sure.
Which I totally thought was, I love the idea of it.
Sure. And I was playing, the only thing I had a problem with was I had a couple of stories that were literally playing with Star Trek's technology and asking what if?
Mm-hmm.
What if somebody used a transporter to clone a person, without their knowledge,
right,
to make effectively their own personal slave, Captain Kirk the slave. He's strong and he's whatever, so you can make him lift things and move things around or whatever. Or, would you make a clone of Lieutenant Uhura and make her into a sex slave? What would you do? That was the what if on that one. And that one's a little hard because I decided the transporters really were just a little too close, flying a little too close to the sun there. Right. So I don't have transporters in Bellatrix Rising. So I have to ask that question in a different way. So I will ask that question in a different way. And I'll get to that story when I get to that story.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, it doesn't require much to make that still work. So you can still ask the same what if.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what's even funnier is I was talking to my mom's best friend. She was over watching Star Trek with me. And I sort of floated that story to her. And she's like, well, you could ask that one, but what if you asked the other side of it? The guy makes a clone and the clone's living in Tahiti and happy as a clam. Now what do you do? Right? Because you can't just kill the clone. The clone's happy.
Well, I mean, depending on the morale side of it, you can.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying is like, how do you deal with that now?
Right.
Well, yes, absolutely. And I'm, this is meta storying here. I'm talking in meta, obviously, because the truth of the matter, I'm going to switch back to my ring camera if I'm going to talk and not actually work on my ship. The concept of this meta thinking, beyond the conceit of tearing apart all of your molecules, as Dr. McCoy always says, beyond that conceit, and beyond asking the question that many people have asked, which was, do you, is your soul transported, so to speak? Just operating on the basic thought process of just what would happen if I could clone Colton? You know what I mean? What if I cloned Colton? How would Colton feel about being cloned without his knowledge? A. B. What would happen if he found out that the cloned Colton was a multi-billionaire now, living high on the hog And Colton's still, just slogging through school here. Then
That'd be
what?
annoying. I'd be like, what did you do differently?
Right? Right?
Whoops.
It'd be irritating. It'd be infuriating. And then what do you do whenever, then let's say the culture says, well, Colton, this is an illegal clone. You have the right to kill this clone. And the clone says, oh, don't kill me. I'm a multi-billionaire. I'm happy. I'm everything you wanted. There's your moral dilemma. And it makes you ask the question. You're like, well, crap, what would I do in that position?
Right.
I literally asked what you would do in that position.
Literally, I have no idea what I would do in that position at that time.
Right? If you clone Colton, he can get more work done for school. We got 16
like
Coltons
back in the day, like during the Red Team Go days, like I wanted another person like me at the time. I was like, I want one more of me, so I'm not trying to do all of it at once. I'm like, all right, cool, I can delegate myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, I need you to do this part, and then at the end of the week, we can finally come together and just finish everything.
Exactly. You're on a Scrum business model.
Yeah, pretty much.
Together at the top of the week to coordinate, and then all of you guys work, and then the next week you coordinate again. Yeah. And Ghost Hand, that's exactly what actually made me think of this. Was Measure of a Man, which is the episode he's referring to. Does the entity have rights? Right. And I even have built into the Constitution of the Unity in my alternate world here. I've built it in the concept that you can't create another life form without, you can create another life form in the approved channels, so to speak, because people were creating AIs and making them into slaves. And that was part of the war. There was a war for it. And so there's a very restrictive rule there now. So it ends up becoming even more difficult and complicated because I actually could not stand to just leave that alone. I had to twist the knife a little bit. So it's actually illegal for me to clone Colton legitimately. The other one that's an interesting idea is, what if I took Colton's memory engrams and made an AI out of Colton? Right?
Okay.
I mean, what if, even more importantly, what if I took Colton, made an AI out of his memory engrams, and then tortured that AI to get secrets out of it? There's like a lot of things there's a lot of spaces that you can work in here. You're the captain of the ship. I clone you just to get all of the Federation's secrets out of you, but not out of you. I got it out of the clone,
Right.
Well, that's the thing, right? You're allowed to create a child, but you're not allowed to clone, right? That's the dividing line. Because, of course, yes, my child, I created a kid. I've got a kid. He's 11. He's at school right now, probably harassing a teacher, because that's what he does. Anyway, but I should be allowed to create a kid. However, what if I cloned Colton and made that clone my kid? Now we've got a delineating line of problems here. Great place to explore. This is a wonderful place to just sit here and tell stories. Oh, mine's off tomorrow. So, except in the middle of like our show tomorrow, when we do artist check-in, he's got to go to school.
Tomorrow is Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's already Friday. So these are all the things that I like. I like thinking these spaces out. Then I drop characters in there and see where the characters run. What are they going to do? And they may not make the right choice.
What was that?
That's part of what I think is interesting. We've decided to kill Colton. Ooh, do you think that's the right choice?
That's where we ended up with this.
Right? Colton clone gets killed, you know. But then the question is, was that the right choice? You know. So, I like asking these questions. So that's anyway. The TLDR on this one was once Apple came out with For All Mankind, I was like, ah, crap, that is exactly what I was exploring with Witches of Flame. Was what if we didn't stop at Apollo 17 but continued to go to Mars on Apollo on Apollo hardware? Well, that's what For All Mankind is. So like I was like, oh, and they even had an entire thread about women astronauts in there too. And I was like, you know, so I'll have to come back to it with a different take and use it. But I don't know what that take is right now. And then in combination with that dad and I having that talk and him saying, why don't you just make your own Star Trek? You're enjoying it too much. I mean, you're already enjoying Star Trek, your Star Trek stories.
But it's also, you've written so much as well.
Yeah, there's so much written into it. Then why waste that by making CBS's property where they will sue you into next week? You know?
Yeah, and that's kind of where, like, I remember having these conversations with a lot of people when we were creating stories during Red Team Go as well.
Yeah.
Do it as the Russians.
Right? They're actually all Russians.
Right? But that was one thing, like, I was always trying to get through people during RTG, because, like, a lot of them would be like, oh, I have this idea. I'm like, that's great, but how much have you researched that idea? Are you able to actually do something like that? If you're not, I'm not going through a lawsuit just because you want to write this idea that you didn't even like look into, you know?
Ghost Hand's like sci-fi from the Russians' perspective is something he wants. So like, you know what? Maybe that's the idea pivot that I need to go with.
Maybe.
You know, maybe they're all Soviets. So my kid's 11 and he's clearly not normal because right now him and his buddies are right now designing this entire alternate history of Europe from 1300.
Wow, he does not sound like your kid at all.
Right, I know, right? But I mean, like, he was going through it because, like, every one of the buddies in this group has taken a faction in the 1300 European struggle, and so he's the Castilians. So, like, all of Spain.
Yeah.
So, like, parts of Spain and things like that. And he's been talking about Crimea and the entire Crimea region being, like, in dispute and all this stuff. And, you know, we were talking about this last night, and I'm just listening to him go through this entire thing. And my wife's like, you know, the Crimea region is notoriously disputed, like a lot. And he's like, no, I didn't know that. And I'm like, so you just accidentally came up with conflict through all of the Crimea region? And he was like, yeah, I mean, it's, you know, we have one of our guys is playing the Mongols and just came in and attacked the Crimea region. And I'm like, that actually happened. The Golden Horde was a real thing. He's like, oh, well, maybe that's next week's, you know, history lesson or something. And I'm like, you just came up with this randomly.
That's awesome. Totally not your kid. Totally not your kid.
And what was it? Somebody was talking about you. I think it was you, Ghost Hand, talking about the very stark architecture of the Soviet culture, like through a lot of that culture where it was just so very stark. And there's a beauty to it. There's an elegance. I think Ghost Hand has been here before. We've had a discussion about Soviet structure. Brutalism. Thank you. Yes, the brutalism of that. Because you're right. That was what was so lovely. There is a certain elegance to the brutalism of Soviet Russia. I don't know. Maybe it would be kind of cool. You know, also there's also other things that'd be interesting, like maybe a mecha story or diesel punk.
Ooh, diesel punk.
Diesel punk would be great, would fit wonderfully with Russian culture. you know,
blocky buildings, interiors,
yeah,
was super cozy though. Yeah.
right. Because that was the thing that made it so wonderful, was that the Russian spirit was still very lively, but you had to get inside to see it because the buildings were so brutal. I love it. I don't know, Ghost Hand. I think we might be onto something. Not like I'm, you know,
Not like you need another project.
I need another project. I don't know why it's not selecting.
That's crazy though. Your kid's already like,
Right?
I didn't do that much research, but apparently I did enough that I understand everything about
well,
what actually
apparently he was, I mean, because like one of the kids is playing the Holy Roman Empire and has control of Germany and Belgium and Poland and that area in the center section, and has control of all of that. And I'm like, well, in 1300, that's pretty accurate. So they must have started with something. Nobody's playing England because at that point in time, England and Scotland and Ireland and the Wales, they were all separate. So it was just England. It wasn't the UK. So it was just fascinating. He took over, apparently, in the game that they're playing, he took over Portugal, which takes them out of being a superpower. You know, as we roll into the 14th century and the 15th century, they would be, you know, Portugal became its own superpower, and he removed that. So now it's just Spain that's, you know, which, but I think it was really cool because he said, you know, I'm playing the Castilians. And I said, in Spain? Yes. You know, it's like, right? It's very cool. So a diesel punk story like might be really cool. I think diesel punk fits brutalism very well.
Yeah.
I feel like as a structure, as a artistic style, diesel punk's great. There was an anime while I was in Japan, which was really fascinating. Had these girls that were airplanes, or airplanes that were girls. I don't exactly know.
Uh-huh.
The figurines were like, you know, these girls in different military uniforms, but their arms, they had wings as arms, or their hands were in them, and their legs were usually like the nose cone of an airplane.
This sounds familiar.
Yeah, right. And so like, yeah, yes, Iron Harvest. Steampunk mechs. Except that it's steampunk, I always feel like, is slow and clunky, and
Like, I'm in the same boat. Like, I like steampunk, but I definitely do feel that in the same boat as that, though, that it doesn't, like, you have multiple different kind of sci-fi punks is a good way I'm just gonna say this. Like, you have diesel punk, cyberpunk, steampunk, whatever the genetic one is, I can't remember.
you mean when you're in the future and
It's still futuristic, but instead it's more biological than in
right,
technological.
technopunk of some sort, yeah.
Something like
It's
that.
atom
But
punk, isn't it? Atom punk?
I think so. Yeah.
The atomic age, the atom punk? No,
Yeah.
atom punk is like 60s. It's the Jetsons.
Let me see here.
Jetsons is atom
I know which one I'm thinking of. Biopunk.
biopunk.
It is called biopunk.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, great artist. Let's see. What was that one he was working on? It was a few years ago. Eric here. Edgar was. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, biopunk. Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Yeah,
of.
biopunk.
Where it's more biologically engineered, whatever you want to say it. Like it's, but yeah, there's so many different ones out there though. But they all have like this is what they do.
Yeah. I'm fascinated by all of these. I love
Same.
the different kinds of punk, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like I love like that was kind of the thing I liked when we were because we did like the steampunk for a while there with the stories, and that got a lot of people actually thinking differently and going, "Oh, we could do this, we could do that." I'm like, yeah, there's so much more out there than just like this.
Right.
And everything has a label, anyways, but still.
Right. Okay, we are 10 minutes to 11, so I should let you get to work, and I got to get to work too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get my camera downstairs, make sure it's ready to go. Get the
That's
porridge
right.
crate because porridge and porridge crate. I love my porridge crate. It's like the weirdest thing ever. But anyway, so tomorrow, I hope you can join me tomorrow for our artist check-in.
What's tomorrow's Friday?
Yep.
No, sadly.
Well, that's fine. You don't get to check in then.
I got to go into work early, so
yeah,
we're short-handed, and we have to at least dedicate. They're like, oh, we have to at least dedicate one day to come in and help out, and I'm like, well, I can at least do 2 with my workload, right. And they're like, all right, cool, we'll take 2.
We'll take 2.
And Friday was one of the days they gave me, so
it's totally fine. I mean, I'll make fun of you, but it's totally fine.
That's fine. Please. Yeah. It just means I don't get to see Pepper. I don't get to see Pepper.
Okay, my friend. Well, thank you for joining me, Colton.
Yeah, today. Thank you.
And next week,
I still got some good stuff done today, so I'm happy.
Yeah, and I've got a lot more 3D to do, so.
Hey, this is pretty much going to be my life until December. So
yeah, I mean, really, and this is probably going to be my life until December too. So let's just join each other often during the week, and we can chat with Ghost Hand, and chat with Brent, and chat with Donald.
Yeah.
So cool. And so there you go. I guess we're done for the day. We'll see you guys later. Thank you for joining us, Ghost Hand. Thank you for joining us, Brent. Thank you for joining us, Donald. And we'll see you all tomorrow for Pepper and I at Artist Check-In. And then next week, props for Colton and me again. So, yeah. And until then, of course, as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Goodbye. Computer, good night.